Hey guys, it is time for a brand new month, and what are the plans for November? Hey guys, if you are new here, welcome to the Book Path. I'm Nicole, and if this isn't your first rodeo, thanks for sticking around. It is on to November. I know I still have my Halloween decor up because it is close to Halloween when I'm finished. Well, while I'm filming this, I can't talk this morning. My hair is also deciding. I didn't do anything. Usually I straighten it. I decided not to, so it's kind of wavy lion's mane frizziness going on right now, but my bathroom is absolutely freezing cold this morning and I didn't want to be in there getting ready more than I had to. So yeah, it is November. Basically I don't want to do anything for November or December. These are busy holiday months, but also it's the end of the year and it's time to wrap up some stuff. It's time to really just tackle what I've been wanting to tackle. And get and finish a lot of things that just sadly haven't been able to be finished. So that's kind of what the goal is for November and probably December as well. We do have to kind of finish some of our Magical Readathon Year in Aureliums because at this time there's about a week left in October, and I still have some other things I'm trying to finish for the Seasonal Spooky Challenge. So I don't think I'm going to get to the Magical Readathon books, so they're going to once again trickle over for the Year in Aurelium aspect, not the actual classes, because I know we had taken an extension in that, and those are still being worked on. But just to kind of go over what our backlog is for the Magical Readathon Year in Aurelium, we still have an outstanding July pick for our male character, which was to befriend and tame a messenger crow, and that was to read like a friend's favorite. And for that one, I had picked Iron Flame, and I still have not got to this bad boy. So yeah, we're gonna be getting to this one and trying to figure this one out and make sure, we can do this one. So next up, we have our September picks for both of my characters, and that was to inspect a dark, mysterious pool on the corridor floor and to read a scary or dark book. So for these ones, I had picked out Her Soul to Take and Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. This is basically to be followed by an October pick for my female character, which was to read the Feywild's Loudly Shout Hello into the Mist and to read a currently popular book. So I was going to pick up Soul of a Witch. So all of these, the trilogy would be done, but I haven't gotten to them yet. So those are going to be must-dos, must-needs to be done. And then I did finish my October read because it was needed for something else. So we had multied on that one. And so that one is done. So you will find that one out later. But going into November, we are going to be reading 2 different books. I know I had switched a few things up in before because I had them, I think in my video for October, they were both going the same path. And they were going to read a currently popular book, but I ended up switching for my male character because I wanted him to end up with something different from my female character as the end result, like the little object that they're supposed to achieve at the end of the year. So that was changed out. So based on his change, that change for my male character, we are going to go down for November, which is to cast a magic portal detection spell and look around. And that is to read an epic or high fantasy. And luckily, a book that I have had on my radar for, God, it feels like over a year, but it's about a year. And should be arriving today, actually, I think it's supposed to be released, is going to be Bloodguard by C.C. Robinson. I'm going to go ahead and put an image up here because I don't have the actual physical book yet, but we should by the time November rolls around. And basically, this is 100 years, tens of thousands of gladiators, and today only one will rise. Everything in the kingdom of Arrow is a lie. Leith of Grey thought coming to this new land and volunteering to fight in the gladiator arena, vicious, bloodthirsty tournaments where only the strongest survive, would earn him enough gold to save his dying sister. He thought there was nothing left to lose, and he was wrong, and they took everything, his hope, his freedom, and his very humanity. All Leith has left is his battle-scarred body, fueled by rage and hardened from years of fighting for the right to live another day. Then Leith meets Maeve, an elven royal who is everything he despises, everything he should hate, until the alluring princess offers him one thing he needs most, a chance to win the coveted title of Bloodguard and his freedom. But in a kingdom built on secrets and lies, hope doesn't come cheap, nor will his ultimate revenge. So it just sounded really good because you had elves and gladiators in this kind of fantasy world. And so we will be doing this one because it does say that it is high fantasy on Goodreads. So we're going to go ahead and choose that one and get that one done. And so for our next one, for our female character, we are doing Get Immediately Spotted by a Terrifying Grinning Fae, and that is to finish a book in one sitting. So this is more going to be like your novella type for me, at least. I know there's other people that can just dive right into like hundreds of pages and sit down. I can't do that. I have kids. So we are going to go with the novella on this one, and I have just the one I've been waiting for, which is Noir Moon by Elliot Rose. I believe she was the one who wrote... Elliot Rose is also the one who wrote Vengeful Gods, which I had the wonderful honor of reading an arc for, I think it was last February, and it was fantastic. It was a 5-star read for me, and Noir Moon is going to be in the same world, but just different characters, which is fine. These are darker, very much kind of more on the taboo side of romance, but the way that the relationship dynamics were just fantastic, and I was like glued in. And so for Noir Moon, it's going to be a hard one for me to pronounce. You have been selected. The Noir Moon is upon us. I found myself with a ticket I couldn't refuse, an invitation I couldn't give away, an unwanted gift I was unable to return. Attending a haunted house party at Port Macabre's most exclusive and notoriously private, we're just going to say club, but you know. My head tells me this is insanity. This is part of the city outskirts where rumors run wild of missing persons and secretive society overseeing all that transpires during these events. However, the allure of what this night might bring draws out something in me, dark desires I shouldn't have, taste I shouldn't be indulging. Now I find myself at their mercy, 3 masked strangers who might just end my life if I don't concede to their demands. So this is basically an MMFM kind of White Shoes reverse harem, just kind of like Vengeful Gods. So it's going to be interesting because there were some females introduced in Vengeful Gods, and I'm wondering if this is going to be one of their stories or the like kind of prequel novella to their stories. But either way, that should finish that and get us up to date for December for the Magical Readathon Year in Aurelium. So the other thing we will be completing is our backstock of Cocky Hero Club. Sadly, I think we are like 2 months behind in there, so I will need to get caught up on those books, but we are going to add our November Cocky Hero pick to the mix because, like I said, without anything else planned, this is kind of what we're going for, is to just start doing that cleanup so that we can start 2025 fresh. So with that being said, November's pick for the Cocky Hero Club is going to be The Cocky Protector by Kate Mazzara. And this is, life as a CIA operative might be exciting, but living under the radar gets lonely. Meeting someone, much less having a relationship, is the most impossible mission of all. There was someone, once, but she was looking for a white picket fence and I was headed for war. Now my years of service to my country are catching up with me and I'm ready for a change. I just never expected that change to be Shannon, or that she would be in trouble. That the man in me can't forget that damn kiss. The Marine in me is ready to protect her at all costs. She might not want my help, but I'm not walking away this time, even if it won't have an ending either of us were looking for. So obviously it has that wonderful like last line of all Cocky Hero books about, you know, if their ending wasn't anything they expected. But I do like the fact that he is, you know, that protector. He is a CIA operative. He's an ex-military. So woohoo on that. So that's going to be our Cocky Hero pick for the month of November, and hopefully we should be able, because those are always pretty decent fast reads for me. I usually get those done in like, it would be one day, but because for whatever reason I tend to start reading them at night and then it goes into the next day, it's like 2 days, but still. So those will be the big ones that we're going to be working with. The only other thing that I am really participating in, because I know that there is a final book support group readathon happening in November, I won't be participating in it just because I really want to get the other things that I want to get done, and I don't want to add in like newer books that I need to do, or just working on other series that I'm just not wanting to right now, if that makes sense. So, but there is a readathon that is starting up in November, and that is the Faith Fall Along, The Banished Lands. This is hosted by Becca over from Becca and the Books, and this is basically going to be a year or so long readathon where they're going to tackle one book every 2 months, because the books in the series they are tackling, they are chunky. They are chunky books. This is the Banished Lands series by John Gwynne. I have been kind of fascinated with this series for probably 2 years, but I've never picked them up. I've wanted to, but because they're like 600 plus pages, trying to read other things, it was just kind of daunting for me, but I did want to read it. So the fact that they're doing this now, I was like, you know what? We might as well go ahead and join in. So I went and ended up getting my copy, and so the first book up for November and December is Malice by John Gwynne. This is an epic high fantasy, and yeah, I probably could have used this, but I'm not probably going to finish reading this all in November, so that's why I didn't pick this one for the epic high fantasy pick for the Magical Readathon Year in Aurelium. But basically you have, I'm assuming it might be multi-POV. Yes, it's going to be multi-POV. And you have The World is Broken. Corbin wants nothing more than to be a warrior under King Brennan's rule to protect and serve, but that day will come all too soon, and the price he pays will be in blood. If I butcher any of these following names, I apologize. But we have Evnis. Evnis has sacrificed too much, it seems, but what he wants, the power to rule, will soon be in his grasp, and nothing will stop him once he has started on his path. Veritas is the newest member of the war band for the High Prince Nether. He is one of the most skilled swordsmen to come out of his homeland, yet he is always under the shadow of his older brother. Nether has ideas and a lot of plans. Many of them don't involve his father, the High King Aquilus, nor does he agree with his father's idea to summon his fellow kings to council. The Banished Lands has a violent past where armies of men and giants clashed in battle, but now giants stir anew, stones weep blood, and there are sightings of giant worms. Those who can still read the signs see a great threat far... I can't read. Those who can still read the signs see a threat far greater than the ancient wars. For if the Black Suns gain ascendancy, mankind's hopes and dreams will fall to dust, and it can never be made whole again. So it's like a band of heroes. I'm assuming, I don't know if they're like a band traveling together, or if like they'll come together, or if it's just different perspectives of this world at the time. But I've heard really good things about this writer. He really loves like folklores and things like that. So I'm expecting a very like rich lore to this world. We shall see how we get along, because we are reading the books in the first kind of part of it. I know that there's like a sequel series, and then you know, that just came out. So we're starting at the beginning, which is great, because you know me, I have to go in order of like the storyline. So that will be something else to add for, this is gonna be, like I said, November and December, because she's thick, and I got some other thickies on here as well. So other than that, because there was kind of like a lot of stuff, like we're still doing the Magical Readathon Year in Aurelium. I still have to finish the Every Romantasy Challenge. I still have the Reddit bingo, you know, the Reddit fantasy bingo board that we are trying to get done, that we still have time. It's going to go into 2025. I am well aware of that. There's a lot, but I didn't want to like set a TBR. I wanted to kind of have fun with it, other than the few that like I know I need that are kind of more month specific. And so I ended up doing a poll on the channel and asked if you guys thought it would be fun to do like a spinner wheel and let the spinner wheel kind of tell me what I'm gonna read. And obviously you guys, you know, just annihilated it and everybody picked yes. So that is what we're gonna do with a little twist. So I went ahead and basically we are putting together on my spinner wheel, if I can get that up here. So I did go ahead and create a spinner wheel, but this is the twist, is the spinner wheel isn't just all fun and games. The spinner wheel has an agenda, and that is basically, while I will be able to be free to pick what I want to read, it is challenge specific. So we have the Reddit fantasy bingo option, which basically if I land on that, I have to pick something from the Reddit fantasy bingo board TBR that I had done. I need to conquer some of those books. It can be whatever I want to read off of that list, but it's going to be one of those. Next up is the Every Romantasy challenge. We have like 3 or 4 books that we still need to read for that. So putting that one in there. If we end up finishing all of those, it will come. I'll take that off of the spinner and we'll just pick from the rest. Next is a mood pick. And obviously we have to have some, you know, sort of relief or just like fun times with it. So there is a mood pick in there, although truth be told, I'm probably going to use my mood picks to pick whatever I'm in the mood to read that's on one of these lists. Next up is a series pick, and this is to read a book in any of the series that I have started or have read this past year. So if I own a sequel book, we're getting it done. If I own a final book, we're getting it done. I think there are a few books where I ended up getting like the kind of prequels to them. So those are things, but it's basically anything, any book that's a part of a series. And the series has to be one that I have already started. So that's my little kind of, you know, paying tribute to the Final Book Support Group. Can't participate in that, but we'll do it our own way. And then the other one is the Magical Readathon Year in Aurelium. So as you've seen, we have, you know, 4 or 5 books that we still have to get done with that. So that's going to be on there as well. So we went ahead and we did do our first spin. So I will go ahead and let you guys see that one. Okay, it is time for our first spin. Okay, so we ended up with the Fantasy Reddit Bingo Challenge. So we're gonna double up because, like I said, we got some chunky books to read for November, so why not? And we're gonna do Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is book 2 in the Fourth Wing series, so I don't want to give too much away, but obviously you have romantasy, you have dragons, you have the darn near cutest little like baby dragon ever. Actually, you should just, you know, should just put it up here. Yes, yes, yes. Little baby dragon right here. Friggin' most adorable thing ever. Love her so much. So I will be happy to see her again. But this is basically in the Reddit fantasy challenge. So in the fantasy Reddit bingo challenge, there is, you know, the regular normal mode and the hard mode. And obviously if you've watched my TBR for it, which I can link below, I decided to go with the hard mode. And so for the hard mode, there was to read a character with disability. As you know, I think it's Violet is her name. Yeah. So Violet has some sort of disability where she, I don't know if it's like, it's not brittle bones, but basically she has a lot of physical pain. And so she can't do a lot of things that other people were doing. And she's always kind of been, you know, set aside for that. So she's been trying to prove her worth in the Fourth Wing series to prove she can be just as good of a dragon rider as anybody else. But she does have this like, I don't want to call it a disease, but it is like a disability that it does make her body feel just crippling with pain from time to time. So there is representation for that in here. So we're gonna go ahead and go with this, and that will double up for, you know, not only Magical Readathon, but for the Reddit Bingo Challenge. And yeah. So that is going to kind of be how the month's going to go. I've shown you some of the things that we want to try to work into the mix. I think with the John Gwynne Malice, I'm going to probably do like a certain page quota per day to make sure that I finish the book by the end of the year. But also so that it doesn't overtake the other books that I do need to kind of get done. So that is just what we're going to do. There will probably be some, I'm going to try to get more for like weekly checkups, weekly check-ins with you guys to let you guys know what's being accomplished and what isn't. And then to also provide you with, like, anytime I do have to spin the wheel, I'm going to get that on video for you guys so you can see what's going on, how we're going. And we'll see how it goes. And if we're doing really good and we want to continue it into December and maybe change up how the spinner wheel goes, then we can do that. Like, if you guys have ideas for what you'd want to do, like spinner wheel wise, or like letting something pick for me in December, throw your thoughts down in the comments below. You know, I look forward to it and seeing what you guys got for a challenge for me. But other than that, it's getting colder out. I mean, I say that lightly because it was freezing last week. And now, I mean, even though I have a sweater, it's cold right now, but it's supposed to get back up to near like almost 80 here. So it was like Mother Nature wanted to be like, psych. But yeah, so warmer weather for now, but it should probably taper off and start getting cold again because, you know, November is coming. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. If it is freezing cold with you where you guys are, please stay warm. If it's hot where you guys are, please stay hydrated. Just take care of yourselves, and let me know what you guys are having in your plans for November, whether it be reading or just fun dates, fun family fun, whatever. Throw it down. I love hearing from you guys. And I hope you guys take care and do well, and just wishing you guys the best. And I will see you guys in the next video.